Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 6 of my full platinum walkthrough for Bloodborne. As you know by the title, we're going to Forbidden Woods this time. It's a long area, you can see how long this video is, and we do take a small detour just to go to another area briefly and make it even longer. But yeah, Forbidden Woods is quite a long area. It's not just a lot to do, it's very long as well. It's actually split up into two sort of areas. The second area is not particularly fun, to be honest, but we've got to do it. So the quickest way to get there now is go to Cathedral Ward and run all the way using the shortcut where we unlock the gate. All the way past the giants. The little guys shouldn't be around anymore, but the big giant ones will still be, but they'll be kind of sleeping until you go near them. So we do have to fight this one off this way. So when we get to the big middle bit here, we're going to go to the left-hand side. There's going to be the giant here. We have been down here. This is where the brain sucker was that we killed that one time to get the twin shard. We killed it from below. So yeah, still using charge R2s. Yeah, so watch to the right hand side. There is going to be a brain sucker. One of the weaker ones because it doesn't have cloak on its head. So an R2 should take it down there. Crow as well, so watch out for that. We haven't actually been down this way at all down here yet, so there are going to be some items. And Alfred's going to be here as well. The priest, monk, I don't know what he is. I do know his story. He's hunting vile bloods, so you can speak to him, get a bit of background of what's going on. He's kind of a knight, I suppose. Yeah, speak to him for a bit if you want. Not particularly important. We do actually need to kill him, of all things. So yeah, speak to him, go through all the options if you want to get a bit of background on what's going on. We will leave it. He will be there for the rest of the game. We will kill him later on for a badge. Yeah, there's no need to kill him now. The only weapon that you get from the badge is the Ligarius wheel. If you really want to try that weapon, that's fine, but I wouldn't advise it. It's not particularly that good. I don't think it is anyway. So you saw that I just picked up some antidote and switched over there. There's a lot of poison in this area, so have antidotes ready. This door, we do have the password now. It's Fear the Old Blood. And this is really creepy that there's a guy asking for the password. And he's actually been dead a long time. Yeah, the password we got when we touched that skull in the cathedral. So yeah, that's when we got that. But that was locked up until that point. So there was no point for us to go down here, or up to that point anyway, to that door until now. So yeah, this is Forbidden Woods. Two parts. The first part is kind of a village. Lots of guys around, normal enemies. The second part is more of a graveyard. Lots of snakes. Yeah, lots of snakes. And it's quite a maze, the second half as well. It's very similar looking, and all the terrain looks very similar. Can get turned around. You're going to see that the first thing I picked up earlier on was shining coins. They're the things you kind of drop to for breadcrumbs kind of thing, to tell where you've been. So yeah, they expect you to get lost down here. So there's a guy throwing these oil urns. So you can see there's no actual flames coming from those. They are oil urns that he's throwing. You're going to see some others throwing them as well. So if you get hit by one of them, you get coated with oil. And then if you get lit on fire, the fire does more damage. So we can get oil urns. We do have them. I don't particularly use them, really. Obviously you can if you want. But that's what he's throwing. Yeah, so watch out. Executioner style. He's going to hurt, obviously, if he gets close to you. So take him out quickly. This is not the way we need to go. There's just a few gemstones. There's lots of gemstones and runes in this place, in the woods. So I'll be getting lots. I will be visiting most, if not all, of the side kind of areas like this. So you can explore fully and go there if you like, if there's anything you want to pick up. I will let you know everything we definitely need. But things like that, like gemstone, we don't actually definitely need it, but it's there if you want it. If you just feel like collecting gemstones, I suppose. So yeah, we've come back down. That's where we came down, and then this is where we killed the first guy. And then we're going to run down the hill, and you can just see the lamp there off in the distance. Here, so this is going to be our starting point. And this is also going to be a shortcut we open later on, that building on the right hand side. Yeah, it's a long old area, this one. Lots to do. So we'll just take him down. So you will see me for a while switch back and forth. Yeah, I didn't even see that one. Back and forth between the sword and the axe. I'm just doing that to get a little bit of healing in between. Downtime, it really does not do much at all, but it's just kind of a habit at this point, I suppose. Yeah, so just normal guys. He's a shooter, so watch out for him. And then directly behind him you can see some planks on the floor. I will show you properly in a moment. But that is a trap, so watch out for that. There's a couple of those knocking about. So if you see planks on the floor like that in a pile, they are literally over the top of a trap, a switch, which you can see from behind there. You stand on it. This thing you can see just up there, big spiked log, is going to come flying down and hit you in the face. So yeah, watch out. Do not stand on it, or stand on it if you want. It's quite funny to see the first time. Yeah. So this way I'm going is a shortcut later on. We'll use this shortcut because we're not actually going to fully do the woods right now. We're going to go to Iosefka's clinic again through the back entrance and actually enter the clinic properly. But yeah, we'll come back down here. So I just showed you that way is a shortcut. There are a lot of guys down here, so you don't need to fight them, but we will just this one time so we can pick all these items up. Yeah, you can see again he's throwing oil urns. So if you get hit by one of those, which I think I might actually do, you're going to see a little icon next to kind of where the antidote is up that in that corner appear, which means you're covered in oil. If you get set on fire at that point, it is going to hurt a lot more than you usually would. So watch out. Dogs as well. So yeah, dogs are never fun. They always come running at you unless you've got a charge or two ready, and at that point they don't. They hang back. So if you're lucky, some of the enemies will take damage from the fire, but more than likely they will not, and you'll have to deal with them yourself. Lots of items knocking about now with all the dead people as well. So quickly make a run for it when it's a bit clearer. Do watch out. You can see there I've got the icon there, got hit. So yeah, that will wear off. So I'm just going to kill this guy first. The most useless weapon in the game, a torch and a shield. Don't know what he was expecting to do with that. Oh, he could have set me on fire. Probably would have been quite good for him actually, had he got through. Blood vials is this is where the kind of werewolf guy that I knocked off the edge earlier on, the shortcut. That's what that was. There. So we're going to go pick these items up. Quite camouflage. Do watch out for fire, especially if you've got the covered in oil as well. Lots and lots of twin bloodstone shards in this area, lots of them. So when you get to this sort of crossroads, go to the right hand side here, down this narrow bit. There's going to be a scurrying beast that you can kill, of course. Twin blood shards, bloodstone shards, and crows. There we go. So yeah, there's the beast. Of course, twin. 3 of them this time. So you should be able to get your at least 2 weapons up to level 6 by this point. Very soon anyway. Definitely within this area. So you can see I'm using this sword again. When it's at level 6, I can turn that into an elemental weapon, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the fire gemstone on it. So what I've done there, I came back, got to those crossroads and went straight ahead. It can get a bit confusing here, so we'll try and tell you where I am going. So I went straight ahead. I didn't go down the path towards the village. I've gone straight across the grass. Yeah, I'm going to be putting a fire stone on it, just for one sort of specific set of enemies, really, later on. Yeah, so the way that scaling, once again, there's another trap, so watch out for that. It's going to hit you here. Do not go through these just yet. We're going to go up here and speak to a window. So, since we've done a certain event, the first red lantern window you speak to, I think it's this one definitely does it. I think there's a few others. You'll actually get given a stone, a Tonsil Stone. So you just speak to them a bit, and then eventually, if you get this dialogue, it should have this dialogue by now at this point. You're going to get the Tonsil Stone, which is going to allow us to go to the next area we go to in the next video, the Nightmare Frontier, which is horrible. The worst place in the game, in my opinion, anyway. It's not great. This I quite like because you get the nice wood vibe, and it is nasty, some of this area, but yeah, there's nothing to like about the Nightmare Frontier at all. You'll see when we get there. Yeah, the scaling with regards to, because I did mention, I think it was in the previous episode, that the Holy Blade, Ludwig's Holy Blade, has A or B scaling. It's very high with Arcane, which is when you've turned it into a elemental weapon. When I put a fire gemstone on it, it will be Arcane. That's where the scaling comes in with Arcane scaling, because it's to do with kind of the fire. So it loses all of its normal damage, but then all fire damage gets put on instead, and that's where Arcane kicks in. Yeah, I'm only going to use it very in a very few places. Just one enemy really to stop snakes turning up. So I went behind the dog cages there, and I've gone into a little bit of a secret area now. So those dog cages where I killed all those dogs, I've come through. Watch you didn't fall out down that gap previously as well. This is all poison, so watch out. There's 3 giants here as well, and there's little wormy things in the water. I don't even know if that is water. I don't know what that is. You can see them right in front of me there. Yeah, they will jump at you, so watch out for those guys. And yeah, watch out for the giants as well. They're fairly easy on their own if you're ready for them. If you're not ready for them like that, he saw me out of nowhere. All of a sudden he decided he's seen me. He saw me. Yeah, you can get rid of him pretty quickly, actually. And I miss a point for a stagger here as well. I managed to actually hit his head, which I was surprised about. So never mind. But then one's coming to the right hand side. I'm trying to avoid... yeah, no. Panicked then for a moment. But never mind. If you go in this cave, this is where we actually need to go into Iosefka's clinic. So be aware that you are being poisoned the whole time you're in that water. I am going to show you what I'm going to get in this area, so you can make the decision on whether you actually want to do this or not, or you can just run straight across into this cave and continue on. So I'll be back here in a minute. I'm going to go back out into the poison, and that was bad timing. Yeah, get what's here, so you don't have to if you don't want to. So that's 2 down, 1 to go. I'm not actually going to aggro the last one. I'm going to leave him. No need to. He's kind of kneeling down in this one over there. You can just see him. So I'm going to ignore him. So it's a dirty blood gemstone. Obviously, you put that on your weapon. The dirty ones, I believe, are poison. You do need a quick weapon for that. Nourishing one here. It increases all damage output of your weapon. And then we have Arcane, which is obviously adds more Arcane. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to grab any of those. I don't think I end up equipping any of them because I either have something better already or it just doesn't fit for what I'm doing. Like the first one, the poison one, doesn't really fit because I'm not using a quick weapon. So yeah, it's up to you. You can play around if you want to get them anyway and just play around with the setup. Of course, you can do that. So I'm run down here. This is where the Arcane one is, and then we're going to make a run for it. Now we're done down here, so yeah, make sure you definitely have some antidotes ready to go. So you're actually going to see me leave through a different cave, but they do merge together. So the other cave I was in before is on the right. I'm going to go down this one, and it would meet up with this one on the right down there. So what you want to do is basically go up this ladder. So they do meet up together. And you got a long old climb, and we're going to be right back at the start, like literally at the start of the game. Again, we're going to be opening up a gate that we saw right at the start and going back into Iosefka's clinic. The reason we're going in there now is to get the Cainhurst Summons. If you remember, when we were in Hemwick, Charnel Lane, I mentioned sort of a stone pillar plinth that if you stand in front of it with a certain invitation, then you will get taken to Cainhurst Castle. This is the invitation. We're going getting it. We're not going to do Cainhurst yet. We're going to wait. But but we might as well grab it because this is obviously deviating from where we are now, from the Forbidden Woods. So yeah, you open this up. This is literally the beginning of the game. That's where we need to go. But yeah, this is where we came out, where the werewolf was, right at the start. We beat that werewolf for half health, came out the door, and that's where we were. So yeah, we're going around the back. Watch out for these. Another brain sucker. I do not like these guys. Even though this one doesn't have a HUD up, so it's not going to do the magic, it's really strong, like ridiculously strong, and it does not stagger very easily for some reason. Usually that second hit would knock them back. I can only imagine it's because it was already in the middle of its combo, but again, it should knock it back. So yeah, it's not going so well right now. So yeah, obviously don't let it grab you, because it can hurt a lot. And you don't want... Yeah, straight through again. That was painful. Yeah, quick charge and finish. Yeah, he took a lot of damage, which is not normal for one of those guys. So yeah, watch out for him. If you don't want to deal with it, maybe run around a bit. All you want to do is climb up this ladder. So if you don't want to deal with it, then get it away from this ladder and then climb up this ladder. You'll be fine. And onto the roof with some more crows. And this is the back way into Iosefka's clinic. So there's also a rune here. We're going to grab Communion, which is a good rune to have. It's going to give us +3 on the old blood vials there, so we can carry 23 at a time. Also, Iosefka is here, or I think it's a double. It's not actually her. Either way, do not go. I'll show you which door she's in. Do not go and see her, because she will be hostile straight away. And you can see her, but you can't kill her. Just don't go near her. But yeah, don't worry if you do see her for any reason. If you kind of get lost or whatever, just do not kill her. We need her for one of the umbilical cords later on. So she is down here. If you go through that door and upstairs, then you'll find her and she'll attack you on sight. Do not do that, because we need her alive. We will kill her later on, but we need the world to shift again, and then she's going to be lying on one of these tables, all sort of complaining about pains and that. And at that point you can kill her and get an umbilical cord, which we need for one of the endings. We need 3 of them. I've mentioned them before. We already have one. We have another one set up, ready to go almost. And we will definitely get one for the last... But not last boss, but the last boss before the last boss. The last open world boss. We get one there as well. That was the Cainhurst Summons. That's the reason we're here. The main reason for now, anyway. So just grab that and then go down here. That room we were just in is the room we started the game in. So we were right back at the start here. And yeah. Now we start again. Now we go back to the Hunter's Dream and back to Forbidden Woods. But before that, I'm just going to cash in what I've got and just change the rune around as well. So we've got +23 on the old blood vials, but I don't think I have. I'm actually running low at this point. I will get some more. I don't need to go and farm or anything. But if you are running low on blood vials, so you can see I'm just switching around, putting Communion on is the main thing. If the doll is not in her normal place as well, by the way, she can be found up here sometimes looking at this grave. That's the DLC Gravestone. Yes, remember, yeah, it is. Yeah. So we'll do all that later on. So I'm just going to level up a few things here. Mainly, obviously, the big 3. Strength, Vitality, Endurance. Just a combination. So the caps we want to get to on each of those is 40 on Endurance. You do not get any more green bar after 40. So stop at 40 on Endurance regardless. And then Strength and Vitality you can both take up to 50. And after that, it's kind of up to you. Skill. Maybe some in Arcane if you're using that. Obviously, if you're completely different to me, then you need to be leveling up differently. But Blood Tinge is not something we will use. It's quite, I don't want to say complex, but it's niche in its use. It's for certain weapons that we're not going to be using. So it's for kind of risk-reward type weapons. So anyway, go back and we're going to go all the way back so you recognise where we are now. We were here before. Here's the trap, so watch out for that. we're going to take the shortcut on the right hand side now that I showed you earlier on. We don't have to deal with all those guys by the fire again. So go this way, kill this one guy and then drop down behind them. Yeah, I mentioned I'm kind of running low. You can see I don't actually have 23 blood vials. I will have now. There we go. If you do need to farm them, a spot I like to use is Central Yharnam. So the first lamp, if you go there, then go until kill the two big guys at the bottom of the stairs with the brick troll kind of guys. Then go up in the dark building up to the bridge where the two werewolves were, and then kill the final brick guy where the crows are, and then use the beasts, the first boss, the Cleric Beast, nearly forgot then, the Cleric Beast's lamp to get back out again. And I just use that sort of circuit. There's a good chance you'll get 12 or 14 blood vials every time you do it. So it's nice and quick, and at this point you'll be well overpowered, so it'll be nice and easy as well. You don't need to worry about getting killed or anything. That's why there's probably better places because you might get better blood echoes, but it's just very quick and you're kind of guaranteed a lot of blood vials. So yeah, that's what I use. So this is the point where we left off. So we went through the dog cages to get to Iosefka's, and now we're kind of continuing on with the woods finally. So we're actually going round the back for good reason actually. So this is the guy would have shut that gate. You probably saw the gate from the opposite side. You run towards him, he shuts the gate. You have to come this way around anyway. Some blue elixir in here. This makes you I don't want to say invisible, but it's harder for enemies to spot you. Yeah, it may be useful in certain situations, but you don't want to rely on something like that because it is quite rare to find it. Yeah, watch out for this guy. We know what these guys are all about. But he is guarding 6 blood vials there, so it's kind of helpful. So I might as well do it. Unfortunately, I'm not quite there. Nearly get the 2 R2s, and that will kill him. Not quite there. So what's he got? He's got a bloodstone shard, so you should be well over on your shards now. You're going to be onto chunks and rock soon. So in here is a Beast Roar, the Beast Roar Hunter Tool. This is something we need for a trophy, so make sure you grab that. The Beast Hunter Tool, that one specifically, can be kind of helpful actually. If you think of it like a bit like one of the Thumes, is it called? Were they called Thumes? I think they were, from Skyrim, where you sort of push enemies back. That's what it does. So it can help if you're kind of out of stamina. If you use that at that instant, it will push the enemies back. Like here, if you're kind of getting swamped, it pushes them back and gives you that little bit of time to recover. So it can be helpful. I don't use things like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe it would make the game easier, but I kind of have a way of playing now. Just kind of rush in. So this way, we've come this way on purpose because we wanted to kill all those guys with the Molotovs. There's plenty of Molotovs here as well, so make sure you grab those as you fall down. You can see this water's got a kind of sheen to it because it's oil. Those guys were throwing Molotovs. Yeah, that could have gone wrong very quickly. The weapon I have, the alternate weapon I have, I don't think I've plus 60 yet. But if you have got the Firestone gem on it, watch out. It can actually kill these enemies pretty quickly. Fire damage on these guys is pretty good. But you may also set the water off, or the oil, or whatever. So don't do it. There's some more blood vials from a fallen soldier. Now we're going to go open a shortcut up. That's why I'm going this way. So there was actually a way to go behind me. We've gone kind of round it. I'm going to fill in the gaps now, so you kind of know where we are. So we've got a couple of shards there, and then this is a shortcut back through the village, and I'll show you what you've missed. So there's some pungent blood cocktails. They are handy for certain enemies in dungeons, mostly chalice dungeons. You can get mobbed by dogs, so they can come in helpful with those. So yeah, you definitely want pungent cocktails. So grabbing those is a must. There's a pit to the left of me. You can kind of tell it's kind of obvious. All the planks leaning laid over it. It doesn't matter if you fall down. I will actually fall down on purpose in a minute. There's some antidotes down there. Might as well grab them. But yeah, we're coming in from the back entrance of the kind of town. I'll show you where we are in a minute. Once I get out of here and deal with all of these. So more cocktails. Always going to come in helpful later on. Just a couple more guys now out here. And then I'll show you where we are so you can kind of put it all together. And get that, oh yes, moment. Yeah, so kill this one. Grab these here, so a lot of blood vials. So that second trap is there. There's a switch there. There was a gate. So we've gone round and we've come back through the main village. And it's all nicely ticked off. We've done all the area and found everything that we needed. Grab this, some antidotes, which are definitely handy in the second part of Forbidden Woods. I do get poisoned quite a few times. Yeah, the snakes. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of them. So just going to quickly take a quick detour down here. I'm going to use this weapon. You can see it does good damage. It has the two forms. It looks cool as well when you transform it. But yeah, I haven't switched it to fire yet. I will switch it to fire. But yeah, I'm just healing. That's why I've got it out at the moment. I know there's no enemies around. It's very, very slow. It's probably not even worth it, to be honest. So I'm just grabbing those. If you need beast pellets, if you're into that thing, then there's some more of those. And now I'm going to link back and go to that river again. So normally you would come through this village. You'd go past that trap, come through this village, go into this water, and they would start throwing firebombs down on you, and all hell would break loose. But it's not going to, because we fixed that. And now we're going to continue down the main path. This is the main way. He fell through the floor. That was a bit different. Now there's a guy with a cannon at the end of here, so you're going to want to duck to the right. Watch out for these guys here. The guy with the cannon can't get you yet, but he's down to the right hand side right at the end. There is a guy on the roof with a gun to the left here, so watch out when you're taking these two. That's why I'm kind of drawing them down, because I don't get hit by the guy with the gun. Nearly gets me there. Quickly run down, and then ironically as I run up to actually kill him, that's when he's able to shoot me. That was bad. Never mind. So I'm going to run through this bit of the village now, and you can see him just off in the distance. There's a guy with a cannon. So if you run into this first building on the right, you can break through. Just make sure nobody's following you as well. There are enemies in the buildings. If you break through this, you can get round without running down the main street. The guy with the cannon's not much of a problem anyway. It's not massively oppressive or anything. You don't get pinned down or anything like that. Yeah, watch out for the guy with the pitchfork. So there are guys around, so watch out. And then once you're at this house here, you can run down the left hand side and get the guy with the cannon. And there we go. You can actually fire that cannon. Doesn't really have much of a use because there's no one to kill down here. Well, there's these two, but they'd be asleep anyway. You can't aim it or anything. So I'm just going back, make sure I've not missed anything. Don't want any enemies creeping up on us. That's the worst thing. Now we're going to go into a nice dark house and move towards the second part of the Forbidden Woods and open up the shortcut right back to the start, so we don't have to ever go through that village again. We're actually going to get a new weapon as well. Not one we're going to use. Well, it's up to you if you want to use it. The cannon. It's a sidearm. I did mention it beforehand in another video. It takes a lot of Quicksilver Bullets, but it is quite powerful. If you shoot at a beast's head, you can get that stun quite quickly if you do it well. But it is expensive when it comes to bullets. So I think it's 12 or 14, 10, 12, 14, something like that. Yeah, it's very powerful though. Yeah, got this timing wrong. Oh, I thought I had him. Whoa! Thought he had me. Should have done the second heal there as well. Never mind. So yeah, we're going up to get the cannon. And I'm going to show you an NPC that's up here as well. Kind of blind beggar type man. He's not a nice guy. Whatever you do, do not send him to anywhere. Just leave him alone. I think if you send him to Iosefka, he might actually get killed. But just leave him. You don't want him because he will start killing NPCs. We don't want him to do that. So go across these cogs and then go to the right hand side, drop down, and this is cannon. The cannon. We need that for trophy. Obviously that is a weapon. And then we're going to go back up and I'll show you. I'm not going to fight this guy because he is pretty difficult. But I'm just going to show you who I'm talking about and why you should leave him alone. He turns into a beast, a bit like Dark Beast Parl, but smaller. Has kind of an electric field around him. He's not easy. He has kind of a weird wind attack as well. It's a bit weird, this guy. Yeah. You can stand in this corridor here if you want. If you really want to kill him, you can stand in this corridor and get him. But he can still kind of get you through the door as well. But you can use poison knives if you really want. But he's here. You can obviously see he's up to no good. Yeah. You can speak to him. He's not immediately hostile. But do not send him anywhere. If anything, kill him. Or just leave him alone. Don't have to deal with him at that point. Because, yeah, he's going to cause havoc. Yeah, but as soon as you start wailing on him, he will turn into a beast. And, yeah. It's not particularly easy. So come down the stairs. You may have noticed there was a guy walking down these stairs earlier on. Here's kind of a prelude of things to come. Well, I don't actually... Do I let the change happen? You can usually kill this guy without it happening. See, he's kind of grabbing his head. Something's going on. Do we get the change? No, we don't. So, yeah, you'll see in a minute. But, snakes. Why did it always have to be snakes? This is another shortcut. This is separate to the one I'm opening up. This is a shortcut right down to the boss in a minute. Well, not in a minute, but later on. I'll open this up. I was hoping, just a hope that lever would open it up, but it doesn't. Yeah, that's for a run back to the boss. I'll show you. I'll open that up later on so you know where it is. For some reason, I think there's an item here, but there isn't. It's actually across the way, so I'll get that in a minute. This is what this guy would have mutated into had I let the change happen. They could poison you. They hit hard. They can get you from a distance. They are not fun to... Yeah, you can see they're just kind of... You see the poison, it builds up really quickly with those guys. They do drop well, and they do get quite a few blood echoes for killing them, but not fun. And they're not even the worst snakes. They're just kind of humanoid snake people. But yeah, just grab this, and we're going to open the shortcut up. And grab our first blue rune. I've completely forgotten what they're called, but I will tell you once I equip it, which is what you want to do. So once you come up here, you're going to see there's a guy here. We want to go and speak to him and join his little club. So obviously don't hit him, but talk to him for a while. He's going to ask you if you want to join the league. You're going to want to say yes, join the league. And he's going to do some more talking. Then he's going to give you a rune. And this rune you're going to want to go and equip because it allows you to have a summon for the fight at the end of this area, which is actually not a bad fight. It's quite a good one. It can be a 3-on-1 gank, or you can get someone to come in and help you, and it's 3v2. But either way, it's fairly straightforward. So this is the gate, the building, and here's the lamp from right at the start of the Forbidden Woods. So I'm going to get the hell out of here because the crow try and chase me, and I'm going to go back to Hunter's Dream, switch a few things around, level up, etc. The usual. I think this might be when I do, yes, the Holy Blade. I can do it up to +6 now. And then I'm going to put the fire rune on it. No, not fire rune, the fire gemstone, should I say. And he repairs. I always like to switch. Like I said before, the easiest way just to kind of go through is look for blue, and then look on the right hand side for what it's actually doing. So that's going to be physical attack up 7.3, and then I'll shift across to the next gem, look for blue on this one and see if it's actually better than what I've just done. So yeah, you can spend a lot of time messing around with different combinations, but I'll just switch this one up. Gets that rally back. It's the one I took off slot 1 basically. You got the Arcane, the Nourishing and the Dirty there. So yeah, there we go. We've got the Fire Blood on this one. So it's basically a healing weapon. I will eventually switch the healing, but now it has had its normal damage removed and it's now replaced with fire damage. Fire damage goes up with Arcane. My Arcane is very low, so it's not actually very good, but for certain enemies later on it stops things happening. That's the only reason I use it. It's not even that much, it's not even that great, to be honest. But just like having 2 weapons on me, really. So if you want to use fire to its full degree, you need to really get that Arcane up. But I'm not going to do. I may do if I run out of more levels later on. If I run out of things to level up, might put a few points in that. And yeah, that's it. So you need this second headstone and back to Forbidden Woods. But thankfully, we don't have to do the bridge. We don't have to do the village. We can just go straight back down and continue on to arguably the worst part of Forbidden Woods. Very confusing, this area. Very, very similar all the way. The best way to remember it is that there's a path running down the middle, and I'm staying to the right hand side of the path for the majority of it. So that's where the first snake guy was, the snakehead guy. We're now going down the path. Some Coldblood here. We're basically doing a spiral all the way to get to the bottom of this area. So yeah, you got these snakes, the little ones. They can poison as well, so watch out for that. So you got this path running down the middle, this kind of cobble path. I'm going to be staying on the right. I'm not going up to the left now, but I'm going to be staying on the right later on. So that's kind of where you want to be. Have the path on your right hand, to the left of you, should I say. You want to be on the right hand side of the path. Yeah, you can see that the poison build up with these guys is really quick. And these aren't the worst ones, these little ones. These are well camouflaged. They're not particularly quick at all, they're just a mass of snakes. So they're not going to chase you down, but you don't want to get caught out by them. There are the occasional random guys walking around. I'm looking for one later on. I can't find him. There should be one around here. He will change. He's on the path somewhere. So watch out for him. So now I'm on the right hand side of the path, and I'll stay on this side. So yeah, that poison build-up is so quick. But we're going to get a lot of runes here. Well, not a lot, but 3 or 4. Is it 3 or 4? Definitely 3. And going to come in pretty helpful, to be honest. You're also going to get a lot of twin bloodstone shards. Lots of them. They are a drop as well, so you'll see me pick up random ones as well. So yeah, a nice long weapon is good against these. So you don't have to get too close. But yeah, they're still going to get you. Some more twins. So the cliff is on my right still. You can see how this can get a bit confusing. This isn't even the confusing part yet. I'm kind of just going down the path. So here's the path in the middle again. Around here there's usually a guy. One of the ones that sort of grabs his head and turns into a snakehead man. I don't know where he's gone, but he's somewhere, so watch out for him. I know there's some items up here. Just get turned around for a moment. It's behind this tree up there. There you go. Just spotted it. Some more twin stone shards. I just kind of have to kill them at this point. Not even that good for blood echoes. Only 260 a piece. Yeah, there was another one. I thought there was something. And that's the path kind of curving round a corner. So I'm going to go back across the path and continue down the right-hand side of it. Around the back of this. You can see a transforming guy up, or transformed guy up here. Yeah, you want to knock those on their arse quickly. You don't want those guys running towards you, because they've got really long reach. You just want to take care of them as quickly as possible. Where did they even come from? Another thing they can do as well later on, it seems to be the ones later on, not early in the woods, but the snakehead guys can call 4 of the little piles of snakes up from the ground. You're going to see me get stuck on them. I thought I was dead for sure, but luckily I managed to get away. So the path is kind of curved around. I'm still on the right hand side of it. And then there's these guys. They actually die very easily. Yeah, just that little head gets me then. But if you can you can get the swing in, and then you can do a charge. You can kill them fairly quickly, but the hitbox is really weird on those heads that try and get you. Sometimes it gets you right away. Sometimes they completely miss, like they did then, and they will poison you very quickly. Clear Deep Sea is what we're here for. That is a rune. And that rune in particular you can use against poison. Builds up your poison resistance. It adds 100 to bar. So that black bit on the bar there will actually get longer. Your bar will get longer. So it takes longer for you to get poisoned. So it's going to come in handy. There's quite a few of those kind of resistance ones. There's one for Frenzy here, which we definitely want to get. I forget the name of it. I'll point it out when we get to it. And there's one that increases health. There's one that increases stamina as well. There's quite a few. So there are 4. Quite a few. So there's the path. I'm still on the right hand side of the path. Now here's the dangerous part. So you're going to want to watch out here. There's going to be 3 snakehead guys. Yeah, so if you can get in just close enough to get the knockdown on all 3, then you're going to do really well, because you can kill them both, all 3 very quickly. But you may get unlucky. Just stay back and just look for that timing to knock them back. You do not want to start getting grabbed by these guys. So watch out. Yes, can be very difficult, that 3 of those guys at once. And here's what we came down for. A bloodstone chunk. We will get more of these chunks later on, don't worry. Of course we will get more. We need quite a few, but that's the first of many. We need those now to upgrade the axe to get up to +7, +8 and +9, and then we need the single rock for +10. So still on the path. On the right hand side there's actually a shortcut. There's a big one and 3 little ones here. This is actually a shortcut run back to the boss. Kind of. You can drop down this way as well. Yeah, so these big ones, they kind of spit poison at you if you're at a distance, and if you're close to them they will just try and chomp you, so do watch out. You can see that chomp there is not good. So have your antidotes ready in this area, because getting poison back, I don't know what was going on there. I missed the big one, I think. Getting poison will happen if you're sloppy like that. It wasn't even worth killing that one. I should have just left it. There's only Frenzied Coldblood behind it, which I just don't need. So this is where things get a little confusing. So over here is where we're going to summon later on. So we'll go back around there. There's a lock gate, so we'll go round there later on. So we're going to go up here first. So the path is still on the left at this point. Just grab this item up here. And then we're going to work sort of back a bit and get a few things we've missed. So this is the kind of path here. It's kind of broken away now. So we're going to go back round. And there's 2 here. Yeah, 2 of these ones. So watch out for that. You're going to want to try and get these, because there is a deep sea rune. This one, I believe, if I remember correctly, is the frenzy one. So this one you definitely want for a certain enemy towards the game. There's a little bit of an area we need to go to where frenzy is a real big problem. So it's definitely worth taking these 2 on. And killing them. So yeah, if you can get that first charge attack, you're going to take most of their health away. If you can get behind them as well, you can actually get behind them and be quite good. Slow poison again. And go, there we go. Burning through these antidotes here. And that's what we're here for. Deep Sea, a rune. We don't need it right away, but we will do later on. Loads of shards as well and things like that. Now we're just going to go up here briefly. So we're kind of working back. Here's the main path again. I was trying to get the drop on this thing. It really didn't go well at all. That was not how you do that. Nope, that didn't work at all. I have played this game before. I do know what I'm doing, honest. Yeah, just make it look difficult sometimes. Like I said, I don't like this this area at all. Maybe it's the pressure of trying not to die while I'm recording as well. Makes it worse. That's my excuse anyway. So yeah, we're going to kind of drop off in a minute, or jump across and then drop off to get a few more items. But we're pretty much done at this point. So that's the path all the way back to the start. So we're going to drop down there in a minute, so just remember that. I'm just trying to give you markers so you remember where we are. Going round here, I'm going to jump across here. This is not necessary if you're not bothered about it. Graveguard gear, that's all. Mask, robe, and manchettes and kilt. So the mask, you need to actually make that jump from up there. You can drop down and get the rest from here. So the path is kind of curving round and leading down towards the swamp. This is where it goes completely wrong. So yeah, I managed to kill this guy quickly, but it does a call and I get stuck on those trees. I thought I was done, but thankfully Rally to the rescue. Got the health back off the Rally there. That was definitely came in then. Whew, that was a close one. Right, we're going to run back up to where I made another I say a complete mess. I've done that a few times now. Where the big snake was, and I looked down to that other item. There's a pig here as well. So, kill the pig. Don't want it chasing you if you're not aware of it. If you're aware of the pig, it's much easier. There's two more of these guys. So I'm going to run across and then back up again. And then we're going to drop down a new kind of, well, it's a kind of new enemy for us. It's going to be down here. Completely different to what we've already done here. These little bubble head guys. We'll be fighting plenty of those later on, so don't worry. They're actually one of the bosses. Celestial Emissary. It's just a bunch of those guys. Very easy. Yeah, watch out for the one. You can see them just kind of the hair. It looks like they've got hair. These guys are casters. Magic. They hurt a lot, so you want to get rid of those really quickly. Charge R2 will take care of them, but do not get caught out with the magic. Anti-Clockwise Metamorphosis is stamina. So it adds the percent to the stamina, so more stamina basically. Can come in handy if you want to put that on or not. And then we're going to go down and then kind of round. So we're out in the swamp now. Don't worry, this isn't poison, thankfully. There are pigs around, 2 of them, so watch out. So I'm going to just briefly run up to the right here. This is where we were before, so we've missed out. So this is where, just a bit further up there, is where the pig was. Just a bit further up here. So we've come round and we're just ignoring a big bit now. And we're just going to try and get... We've got everything we need. So there is a pig down there, so watch out. Just going to open up this shortcut that I mentioned a lot earlier on. We will be doing the normal save just before the boss anyway. But just in case you die any reason. Yeah, watch out for him. Take him down. Didn't even need that second charge. It's just kind of habit at this point. And then you need to step on it to set it off. But you remember I went in that room in that dark building where the first snakehead guy was trying to transform. That's where I am now. So if you do die, you'll go back to the lamp, go through the door, down the lift, and then go left instead of right. And you'll go back into the dark building, and you'll be able to use this lift to get back down here and continue on. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to run to the boss, ignore the rest of it. We're done with this area. I've had enough. So it's down here. And there is going to be a pig. You can see it in the distance there. I'm following it. Just one more pig after this. I'll get lucky with this dodge as well. Ooh, that could have really hurt. Blood vials, I do need those. We do have a boss coming up. You should not be taking much damage on this boss that's coming up. The shadows, or shadows? Surely it's shadows, there's 3 of them. Of Yharnam. They're almost like an NPC fight. Almost. Trying to get the health back there, that's what that was. I like to always barbecue this pig as well, because he will do it to himself, because enemies can get hurt by fire just like you can, like that just happened then. This one literally barbecues himself as well. Can't get its item because that's in the barbecue, but never mind. So I'm on the Holy Blade. You can actually see that this does a lot of damage to these, but it's kind of niche in its use because there's not too many of those guys. It's obviously good against other enemies that don't like fire. I think the item is literally in the middle of that fire there. But yes, we're done. Once we go through here, the area is done. We can run for the boss. There is a summon. That's Henrik. For him to be here, you need to have killed him. When we killed Eileen in the place where we fought Father Gascoigne, there was the fight there, wasn't there? That was Henrik. So you need to have killed him there for him to appear there. You can see how bad this sword is against regular enemies. That's not gone well. I should have just stuck with the axe. See, this is why I don't change weapons, because then you have to switch your whole strategy up. You can't just hold R2 on it, because it is a different move. All weapons have different move sets. Yeah, nearly died then. So when I kind of looked over an edge before and I said this is where our summon's going to be, this is where we are now, and this is the one I'm going to use. But at this point now, do a backup save. That was another rune I just picked up. So quit out, do a backup save so you don't have to run back through that area again. And then, yeah, use this summon, or Henrik, it's up to you, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that rune I just picked up, I believe, was the +5 health rune. So, yeah, it's worth grabbing. We shouldn't need Antidote anymore, but you may want to switch to Bolt Paper. That's good against this this boss, or series of bosses. Well, not series, 3 of them. So Young Madras Twin here. So I'm going to use them as a summon. And then we're going to quickly run in. So there's going to be 3 bosses here. They look like a bit like Grim Reapers. They have 3 different sort of, not abilities, but kind of moves to them. One of them's a Pyromancer. One of them just has kind of a katana. And one of them has a torch and a katana, something like that. Basically uses a fire sword. So you want to switch your Bolt Paper on. So one of them has the Tonitrus, the round-balled weapon. He's the Pyromancer. More than likely he will get left alone. He's the one you want to chase down early on and just get rid of, because you don't want to have fire being thrown at you all the time. So you can see charge R2s, of course, you get the knockdown all the time. There is a chance you might get more than one. There's also a chance that it might hit you as well. I don't know what that was. Trying to heal by pressing square for some reason. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of damage to these guys. Now these guys have phases as well. So this is phase 1, where they're kind of in this phase. When you get one of them, any one of them, down to a certain low health like this one is, they're all going to change and have snakes coming out of them like this. And they just kind of do different moves, like this one set his sword on fire now. And basically just want to wail on them and get them down as quickly as possible. They're quite easy to fight, to be honest. Once it's just this final one left, so once I kill this one now, just this final one left, he's going to start casting, he's going to start doing this. And there's going to be big snakes coming out the floor. So dodge. Whenever he does that, just dodge. Don't try and hit him. There is obviously a window to hit him while he's doing it. You just want to try and figure out where those snakes are coming from, because they can kill you very quickly. So dodge, 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 and I'd actually dodge into it there. But if it comes up through the floor and gets you, you can really do quite a lot of damage. So do watch out for it. And yeah, you should have your summon here the whole time. If you're quick enough to get yours down and then start helping out with the other ones, you shouldn't have much problem at all with these guys. So Shadow of Yharnam, I thought they were Shadow of Yharnam, not Shadows. Shadow of Yharnam, done. Blood Rapture, I think that is health back from visceral attacks, that rune we just got there. Yeah, that's it, that's Forbidden Woods done, thankfully. That doorway leads to Byrgenwerth. We're not going to go there in the next video. We're going to go and do the Nightmare Realm. No, not called that. Nightmare Area. Yeah, try and filter out my mind, that's why I can't remember what it's called. We're going to do that next. We'll be back to Byrgenwerth later on. Once you've done Byrgenwerth, there's kind of a shift in the world. Things change again. So we'll leave that until that is kind of just the last thing to do. And yeah, we'll do that. So I'm just going through and doing the normal cleanup at this point. Changing my blood gemstones around. See if there's anything better. And do my leveling. Switch my thingies around. My runes. If there's anything better. So yeah, just play around with them, find what's best for you. There is no set thing to this game at all, because there are only a few attributes: strength, skill, arcane, and blood tinge. You're not necessarily forced down into one weapon or anything like that. You can actually switch around fairly easily with this. So I'm just, yeah, you got the frenzy reduction with the deep sea, you've got the poison there, and that's it. So impurity's on as well. And there we go. So just going to do the normal bit of leveling now.
Oh, what is it? Let me.
Endurance, again, that stops at 40. Vitality will stop at 50. Strength will stop at... It sounds like we're not going to reach it, but trust me, once we get into the dungeons, the Chalice dungeons, we will be well over level 120. Well, not well over, but we will go over level 120. You will be up there fairly quickly. Like I said in the previous video, one of the final dungeons, one of the last areas we go through, you can clear 500,000 blood echoes just by killing the enemies normally. You will get a lot. As you can see, we're level 51 right now, 52 after I've done this. So yeah, we'll get up there at least 120, I reckon. Right, that's it for this one. Nightmare Frontier next. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.